What's going on, guys? We are back once again, and we are going to be discussing the episode review for, of course, episode 3 of Justified Sanity Primeval. Now, I want to go ahead and I want to address something. I had a lot of mixture of comments on my last video. For some of you guys, apparently, I went either too fast or I was called not intelligible enough. And another thing, stating that this is not a review but a recap. It's the same deal. So for those of you that want to nitpick, fine, you can nitpick. But at the same time, if you like the review, great. If you don't, then you don't have to continue to watch it. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. But overall, what was my thoughts on this episode? I enjoyed it a little bit more than I think I probably enjoyed the other couple episodes. And the reason why is because I feel like it's getting more down to the nitty gritty to where we finally got to see the issue really growing between Raylan and Willa. Throughout the entire episode, we figure out that Willa is mainly mad at him, and the reason why she got into a fight with this girl is because, again, her dad not spending enough time with her, not being around a lot, and obviously with the job, which was the main problem between him and Winona to begin with, which again now is happening with him and his daughter. And the unfortunateness of him being a U.S. Marshal, it's hard. And the life has pretty much consumed him, and I think he's still trying to figure out how to be a father and still be a U.S. Deputy Marshal. And it's really hard for him to, I guess, go between both sides of being a father and also, a cop at the same time. But it's interesting seeing Raylan like that, because again, that's what he was dealing with in the original Justified. He's still dealing with this. And we also see where they finally go after Clement. They also go after Sweetie. They also go after Sandy. Try to get them all to flip. Doesn't really work out. And they get freed. And then Sandy basically Sweetie has the gun that killed the judge, among others. He even goes to the lawyer, and she even says, if you're going to go through with this, I can do the best I can to make sure you don't get life in prison and you get off with immunity. Now, the one Carolyn, that's the judge, she does have a slimmer of humanity in her, when she even tells Clement, when he goes to see her, basically trying to get Raylan in more trouble, she warned him he shouldn't have messed with a marshal's daughter, and even stating that to Raylan that if it was my daughter, I'd be angry too. But again, this woman is just extremely annoying. Again, I don't know. I just, what she tries to say to Raylan really made no sense. Of, oh well, just because it's you doesn't mean everyone gets to do what they want to do. And it's like, this woman literally, I don't know what world she lives in, but clearly the way they wrote this character is just really stupid. But at the same time, you can tell she's wanting more power. She's having issues with her ex. She's drowning in debt, I'm assuming, from the issues her ex left her in. And she's wanting to possibly be a court judge. Now, firmly, this woman does not need to be a court judge, because one, of how dirty she is, and also of the way she comes across with people, no matter whether you're a client or a possible colleague, or even someone in Raylan status, or a normal police officer, or anyone in general. So that is just my take on that. Also, again, I've noticed with a lot of these cops, they really don't know what they're doing in this show. It seems like the only one that actually knows what they're doing is Raylan, because again, with the way Raylan was brought up, also with the way he was trained, is a lot different than obviously the way these guys were trained, especially when they're trying to tail Clement with Sandy, dealing with the dumbass Albanian guy who is rich, stupid, and in love with Sandy, and thinking that Clement is her brother from what she tells him. And they try to follow them when they leave the bar. It doesn't work out, and they get into a car crash. Now, the two detectives, and Raylan figures this all out, and he warns them, and then Clement Taz, the Albanian guy, take him to his place. He's wanting to see money. There's no money. And that's when Clem gets pissed off and pulls a gun on him. So obviously there's going to be possible Albanian issues that's going to be brought up in this episode, or not in the episode, but later on in the season. So possibly later on in the season, we're going to have issues with Albanians, maybe due to Clement kills this guy, and maybe he tries to pin it on someone, or they're going to try to figure it out. Who knows? But I will say, due to this episode, it was emotional the way it left because of Raylan having no choice but to send Willa back to Winona, because he knows not only himself he's in danger, but at the same time Willa's in danger, and he can only do his job and focus on what he needs to do to protect himself and her if she's not there, and he knows she's safe. And you do see Willa's side to where she wants to spend time with her dad, but at the same time she's also having a hard time understanding that the job that he does is very important. At the same time, it's very consuming, and you can see both sides of the coin when you really pay attention. And also, again, if you're able to kind of understand the writing aspect as well. So again, not a bad episode. I think a lot of people, from what I was seeing in the comments, different reviews I was seeing, a lot of people have different I would say just different mindsets, different viewpoints of Justified Primeval right now, which again, I do fully understand. Do I like everything they're doing? No, I prefer the original Justified where we're out in the country or doing, different areas, seeing Boyd, seeing Winona, seeing, Ava, seeing, all these ones that we got too accustomed with, and we're still trying to, I would say, ingest all this new stuff that they're putting into Justified, and it's extremely hard, especially with the only character that we know and love, obviously, is Raylan, but also at the same time, we have all these new characters coming in from, possible allies and villains and acquaintances in, this world, and it's extremely hard to see that due to what we got used to, and now all these years later, they're trying to put other stuff in here. And some people may agree with it, some people may not agree with it. Again, I understand both sides. I'm hoping that Justified Primeval becomes a lot better. I'm hoping they put, I would say, more country into this city than what we originally are seeing in the beginning. And I'm slowly starting to see that out of my point of view. I could be wrong. But what is your overall thoughts on this, guys? Did you guys enjoy the episode? Was it still not to your liking? Is it slowly growing on you? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Are you done with the series already? What is your overall standing of it? Let me know down in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And I'll see you as always on the next one.